Good morning. Things are really cooking today on Weekends with Whitney. Meet 9-year-old Avery Kyle. She's Louisiana's rising star on the popular reality cooking show, MasterChef Junior. We'll show you how the little girl from the bayou has cut, chopped, and sliced her way to the top, and who helped sharpen her skills to get her here. Plus, Dr. Nick helps us become more productive in the new year. Easy steps we can all take to get there. But we begin with a force as mighty as a hurricane, Hurricane Avery. This season on the hit show MasterChef Junior, she's won over the hearts and taste buds of some of the most renowned chefs in the world.
This girl is on fire!
Avery Kyle is red hot. This season on the Fox show MasterChef Junior, she's wowed some of the best chefs in the world, like Gordon Ramsay.
Avery, describe that delicious-looking burger.
Louisiana is a sportsman's paradise. Me and my family loves to hunt, so I call this a sportsman's paradise burger with a jazzy coleslaw and a Creole spread, and as a side, some sweet southern potato chips.
Nailed it, big time. Pate, delicious. You've got the salt right, the pepper right. Love that slaw. Those chips, delicious. Season's nice.
Thank you,
Thank
Chef.
you.
Only 24 children across America between 8 and 13 were chosen for this season's show.
I can't believe that I'm in the top 24 best home cooks in America. I mean, out of a trillion, billion kids, it's just amazing for me to be even one of them.
It's been Avery's dream since she was 5.
She asked me every year, can I be on the show? And I was like, well, baby, you're not old enough. And it was easy as a parent, you know, hey, you're not old enough, you can't do it.
Then whenever I was 8, he said, sure. And I told my dad, oh, well, all we have to do is be in Houston by tomorrow at 9 in the morning. And he was like, why don't we audition next year? And I'm like, I don't like that idea too much.
So they agreed to send in an audition video.
And we're going to start by putting some tomatoes on.
3 days later, producers emailed back saying they wanted more.
We were shocked, everybody was shocked, but you know, you just make one more video and you think, well, that'll be the end of it. But no. And then they, faster and faster, they wanted more and more videos.
Next, it was on to Houston for family background checks and psychological analysis. Reality TV producers are for real. And I'm sure they want it to be self-driven, right? Not the parent trying to say, you need to be on TV.
That was one of the big questions. Did your parents want you to do this, or did you want to do this? And you know, it was easy for her because we were saying, well, you really want to do this?
Then Avery was invited to Los Angeles for the final cut.
We went up to California. They invited 40 people. Only 24 would make the cut for the show. So, unfortunately, that meant that 16 of them had to go home.
But not Avery. She's in it to win it.
I want to know what it is!
I think it's time for a girl to win MasterChef Junior, and I'm ready to bring home the trophy back to Louisiana and celebrate with a big crawfish boil. So, boys, watch out. Hurricane Avery is coming through.
Cutting through the competition has been hard.
Oh, why am I so short?
It's a nerve-wracking, time-crushing cooking competition. And are you competitive by nature? I mean, or is that
Yes.
you are?
Yes, I am. One time, whenever I was about the age of 6, I caught a fish as big as me. And whenever I was reeling the fish in, I go, you going down with some french fries?
Avery's been cooking since she was 4. She's a natural in the kitchen. But there's nothing natural about being on national TV each week and having only 60 minutes to whip up a winner.
I do kind of have to think with my feet.
It's a feat that amazes even those who know her best.
She can get in a kitchen with 60 minutes on the clock and hold herself together to cook whatever it is she's got to cook. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I couldn't do it.
What's the odds of her getting called back? What's the odds of her going out to California? And then to even make the show, so it's been a great experience for the whole family.
Avery's very much herself on the show. Outgoing.
Hey, is it good or not? This is what it's all about.
Confident.
The girl gonna win this year's MasterChef Junior?
Yes, chef.
Which girl?
Me.
And in control. Viewers like Maggie Abear are wild about Avery.
That spunky, little, articulate, enthusiastic little 9-year-old just warmed our hearts, and Rob and I just wanted to watch it every Friday night.
Avery has become a local celebrity. She has done cooking demonstrations at different places, like today, here at the farmer's market. And it's been packed. Everyone wants her autograph, they want her cooking secrets. As the rest of the nation, they just can't get enough of Avery. Her grandfather, Dan Kyle, who also knows a thing or two about being on TV, says Avery's gotten incredible encouragement.
We just appreciate so much the support that she's gotten from the community, from the state, even from the nation. We're getting emails from all over the United States about how proud they are of Avery.
Folks are hoping and wondering if she'll win.
I think she's going to go to the finals. I don't know what's going to happen, but that's my prediction, and I don't really think. It just seems that she just has what it takes.
And as with most things, it takes a village. No one gets to be that proficient in the kitchen alone. Coming up, we'll meet Avery's mentor and others who helped hone her skills razor sharp. And we'll show you what other national TV stars dropped in to surprise and meet her. Then Dr. Nick shares skills to make 2016 our most productive year yet, as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
Spread your wings and fly away with me. We can go where.
Visit Stabs, the little village in Shucks, where the experience exceeds your expectations.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. Success doesn't just come. It takes years of hard work, determination, and dedication. And for 9-year-old Avery Kyle, her success started at the young age of 4. Avery's always been the little girl who did big things.
We'd have her on the counter and she's like, oh, can I do that? Can I do that? Here, let me cut that. And I was like, ooh, I don't know about giving you a knife at 3, And she just looked at us like, well, why not? Would you show me how to do it? I mean, that's her attitude.
That attitude has landed her on the national TV hit show, MasterChef Junior. It's serving her well.
You've got to roll the venison round, 30 seconds each side.
Gordon's menu is very complicated, but I've hunted deer before. I know everything about them. It's very lean meat. You have to be careful not to overcook it.
She learned to cook with family. Who's the better cook in your family? Is it your mother, your father?
I'd say my mom and my dad are pretty much the same, but my sister, she burns water, so.
So there was no chance she was going to be on the show?
No. But my Aunt Rhonda, she does a lot of baking, so I have that. And then my mom, she is the grill master, so she does a lot of that. And so I've just kind of picked up a lot of that. My papa does crawfish etouffee, as y'all probably heard on the last episode.
It's so delicious.
My Mimi does deviled eggs. So our whole family cooks a lot.
She's artfully crafted those culinary skills.
Smells like church.
With help from her mentor, Chef William Wells.
I said, look, we got to do it my way. You know, I wouldn't let the parents in the kitchen or anything, and it was just me and Avery. And once I found out that she was serious about what we were doing, it was all good.
For nearly a month, they cooked 45 minutes every day.
Basically, I went hardcore with her, like I said. I did not cut any corners. I did, you know, she wanted to do this. This is all about Avery. She wanted to do this.
Whatever the competition cast her way, she never floundered.
What I call a real fish.
Not even when this 115-pound moonfish came ashore.
Oh, big old fishy.
Great, exciting.
Or the giant mystery box appeared.
Hey, Mom, what? Hey, what? Are there judges in there? Uh-oh. That is big.
That is huge.
Oh, my God.
I want to know what it is.
Or the surprise of cooking for Gordon Ramsay's private dinner party.
Chantel's in with the gnocchi. Look at that.
Wow.
See?
I don't even think grown-ups can do this. Jeez, it's precise.
It is precise. That's what 3 stars are all about. Paprika oil, parsnip chips, and there you have a delicious loin of venison.
Family and friends throw a party of their own every Friday night. Together, they watch the show to see Avery on the big screen and see if she advances to the next week.
How does it feel when that's your sister?
It's kind of surreal. Like the first episode, I didn't know what was going on. It was weird to have her on TV.
We don't know what she said about us, and sometimes we're sort of concerned about, oh, what's she going to come out with next?
It's been really fun. It's been really fun to watch. I mean, she's a fun kid. Of course, I always knew that. She cracks us up all the time. But to just watch how it's edited and to see her on TV and then to look like at that dish of the crawfish etouffee, I'm like, man, that looks awesome. You know, I mean, it's just good looking stuff.
Last week, 2 other reality TV stars popped in to surprise her. Jada Cody and Jesse Romero.
Oh, she's crushing it. She's doing an amazing job. What I really love is that she's staying true to herself. She's staying true to Louisiana. She's just building her flavors and really doing a lot of things that both Jesse and I did on our shows.
Man, just to see Avery at 9 years old doing way better than Jay and I are doing, like, it's just crazy, you know. But it's cool because Jay and I have always been friends, and now she's one of the you know, I guess TV chefs now.
I wasn't in the kitchen. I wasn't by a barbecue pit. I wasn't doing anything except like playing with Tonka trucks or Nintendos at 9 years old. So it's really incredible what Avery's doing and the skill that she's bringing to that competition. And we're going to be watching her career for the rest of her life, probably.
Cheers. Boom.
Hurricane Avery it's an understatement. She's a firecracker for sure.
What do you think her best asset is?
I think her personality. She just jumps off the wall. She can talk to everyone. She's funny. You know, she's just got that little quirky attitude that's just like, you know, she's got something in her.
Cameron couldn't agree more.
The judges seem to love her. She keeps making it through. What do you think is her biggest asset?
I think her personality. I mean, she's an amazing chef, but she has a personality that just draws people in.
You know, I stopped her midway, I guess about episode 8 and said, Avery, when you get home, you got to be my little A. You know, we're not a superstar.
Yeah.
But I guess she is. I don't know.
But few knew she'd rocket this high.
We just hoped for 3 shows. If she could just make 3 shows. So she has 4 exceeded our expectations.
This is just lagniappe, as we say.
Absolutely, every show's lagniappe.
But one person was certain. Did Avery believe in Avery more than anybody?
Mm-hmm.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy.
Oh, she knew she could do it.
That's,
without a question.
Adults would die for that kind of self-confidence and belief in themselves and that kind of poise under pressure.
Whatever she does, you know, she'll be able to do whatever she wants to, you know. Because, hell, Master Chef is a feat.
The sky's the limit for that young lady.
Next week in the finals, we find out how high Avery will fly.
Winner takes all.
And a $100,000 prize. But for the Kyles, it'll always be more about what they've learned than earned.
Gordon Ramsay is way nicer to the kids. He is.
He is.
He likes kids much better.
You got to let your kids dream big. And I never thought when we submitted that video that we would make the show. It's incredible. But I think the lesson in it for me was let your kids dream big, and you never know what's going to happen.
Be sure to watch Avery this Friday night at 7 p.m. on Fox to see how she does after making it into the finals. It is a huge accomplishment for an incredible girl. Hey, Avery, we're all rooting for you. Go get 'em. And still to come on Weekends with Whitney. Dr. Nick gives us some valuable tools to be more productive in the new year as Weekends with Whitney continues.
Go Roof is proud to serve the Baton Rouge and surrounding areas with our years of experience and quality service. We want more than just your roofing needs. Go Roof cares about the client and wants you to be our customer for life. Roof replacement, repair, vents, and more. Go Roof will get it done. We have excellent standing relationships with all the top insurance companies, so making your claim is fast and easy. A beautiful roof every single time at Go Roof. Call now for a free estimate.
Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees. Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. We live in a world of collaboration, conference calls, endless emails, text alerts, apps. It's almost unending. And yet, how do we stay focused and productive? Dr. Nick joins us this morning with more. Great to see you.
It's almost like the information society just keeps getting more and more and more, you know, with apps and again, alerts and
for people like you and me who can get distracted easily, those things are especially dangerous, right?
And with also with wanting to stay current, but not to the point where we're not, as it says in there, productive, living our own life, utilizing our own time. I mean, I would love to get an alert from every newspaper there is in the country.
I know.
Really, so that I can read the different perspectives. I don't have the time. And that's really why I think that trying to stay productive is an important thing to talk about.
Yeah, and there's some important research in here that we're going to discuss and share with you.
We'll go over a few of them with you.
Yeah, one is the first thing they say, in fact, own your own time.
Yeah, and that basically means, if you use the football analogy, to, you know, maintain a strong offense versus, you know, always again reacting or responding to or being distracted from one's own goals.
And yet you must have a strong defense too, right?
They don't say it in the research, but you know, I really believe a great defense is still moving forward. It's taking whatever's coming your way and, you know, pushing back, forcing the fumble, pushing the other team in another direction. Not with armor on, but again with confidence, with making one's case. Let's say if you're being criticized for something, it hurts. You kind of look at it from an angle and say, okay, well, maybe that's your issue, or thank you for that.
Yeah. Productive people view busyness as a lack of focus.
Yeah, but Whitney, I've never liked saying to people, well, I've been busy. Busy just sounds so like wasting life.
And yet that usually is what you are.
But I think the better word would be I've been focused, I've been attentive to a lot of projects, I've been living the life, my life.
Right.
You know, it's not in there, but I would certainly like to add one of the ways of being productive real quick. You know, sometimes I get down on myself when I think, what am I missing? Yeah. When I look at Facebook or when I see people out and about, or Whitney, I'm not missing anything but the opportunity to live my life.
And it's good that that's an evolution.
There is no other life other than mine, and that the whole world, I mean, but many of us struggle with that.
I know.
We think, oh, they're out having fun. We don't know what their lives involve. We don't know their suffering. We don't know what they're escaping from when they're out playing.
But Nikki, 10 years ago, you know, we didn't have that. We didn't know what everybody was doing. I didn't know what you were doing on Friday night or the party I missed.
And we felt like, again, we were missing something.
But probably never as greater as if you look at it and you think, oh, well, that would be fun, or that would be fun, or that would be fun.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but you're right. Keep it in perspective.
But you know yourself, you're having fun doing what you are doing.
Right. Right.
Right?
Sure.
And the rest of the world is having fun doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's living one's passion in one's body, in one's purpose.
Now, they say productive people challenge the myth of the ideal worker. Explain.
Well, I think that's all tied with, again, obviously always being productive, and that there's somebody that's better than me, or that I should be working all the time, which leads to the other 2 points of production, which tie in. Walk away from a project and take a break. Sounds like it's contradiction,
right?
But it really isn't. When I walk away from my writing and I go back, I'm like, oh yes, I'm in a better place. It's almost like having a recess.
Mm-hmm.
We had recesses in school.
Yes.
You talk.
I miss
you walk
nap
away.
time.
You walk away. Yeah, naps. But the other thing is in walking away is that you don't always think of it as procrastination. Let me just take a break from it. I'll come back to it. I laughingly say often I've got several files open, but I'm going to work on them, and I'm going to get them completed.
Yeah, and it may be a better project at the end because you do take that break and you gain clarity, right?
Absolutely, you gain clarity, and it just you're more refreshed. You're a little bit more capable of doing. It's this constant productivity. You hear the contrast. To be productive, you almost have to be unproductive.
Right.
At times. There must be breaks, which is why we talk about the importance of vacations. And Sundays is the sabbatical, the day of rest. There's so many, it's really a fascinating study. It's from Psychology Today. If people want to go in and read it all more, it's all research-based.
Yes.
It's the productive ways of living in this world.
And one other way that they say is productive people make important behaviors measurable. How do we measure?
Yes. We say, this is where I'm going to be in this project, or I'm going to make this. I'm thinking about writing. You know, I've got to keep it to 1,200 words, or I want to be able to be at this particular place.
Sure, maybe
by the end of the year, or I want to get the mortgage done.
Or how about the taxes?
Or the taxes.
Let me get through the first page.
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
Yeah, the measurable keeps it in the today, and it keeps it limited.
And it probably helps us feel successful.
This is what, yes.
Like you're moving forward.
Yes, I'm moving forward. And again, you notice though, it's based on one's own decision as to what the goal is.
Right.
It's not someone else's goal. It's my goal. Right?
Right.
So if my goal is to work intensely hard for 4 hours, that doesn't mean that I'm lazy.
Right.
Could mean that that's just my goal is to work intensely for 3 hours, or an hour and a half and take a break.
And they say do things today that allow you to have more time tomorrow.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. To get
it's
things
a good way
done.
of thinking of it.
Yeah, and I read the other day what I thought was really interesting. It's not in that, but it said something about do a couple of things every day that you don't want to do. And usually those want to do's have to do with I want to push it off till tomorrow. Right. Which adds fuel to let me just go ahead and take care of it today.
Right. I got receipts out for taxes yesterday because I was actually looking for something, and I thought, well, maybe I should start this process. Well, I didn't feel great about it, but it did make me think if I just do a little every day.
I think it's a perfect analogy to close with.
Yeah.
I do. Because we've all got to do it. We've all got to do it, and you're going to feel better as you do a little bit at a time, and it's going to be more competent. You've said to me, whenever you work at things over time, the project always comes out much better.
Always
much better.
Yes. So I'm going to be more productive.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tips.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks, everybody. Good seeing everyone.
Thanks. Much more Weekends with Whitney right after this.
Hi, I'm Drew Detlitz, and welcome to Camp Bow Wow.
We are Baton Rouge's premier doggy day camp, daycare, and behavioral training facility. Spanning over 14,000 square feet, your dog has plenty of room to play. We have covered yards that'll protect your dog from the sun and rain. We have a state-of-the-art HD monitoring system so you can watch your dog throughout the day. And don't forget, we also offer luxury suites.
So, stop in for a tour today and schedule your interview and get your first day free. This is Camp Bow Wow, where a dog can truly be a dog.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River here in New Road. hometown atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
Thanks for sharing part of your Sunday with us here on Weekends with Whitney. Now be sure to join us next Sunday. I have a story I can't wait to share with you. It came about after our story 2 weeks ago on vibraphonist Dr. Charles Brooks. It's a heartwarming story of love, loss, and new beginnings.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so happy.
And we'll head into the kitchen with cooking superstar Avery Kyle. She'll show us how to whip up a favorite and delicious dish. And we'll also check back in with Avery to see how she's handling the pressure and the competition as she makes her way into the finals. Don't forget, it's this Friday night, 7 p.m. on Fox. And if you're not going to be around, you may want to set your DVR. And if you haven't DVR'd Weekends with Whitney, you can do that too while you're at it. We've switched time slots a couple of times, but right now we are 9 a.m. Sunday morning right here on WBRZ. I hope you have a sensational Sunday. We leave you with this.